Hello everyone. This video I'll be walking through on how to make use of hover properties in Tailwind CSS. So basically hover is it's a trigger when you actually move your cursor on top of a particular element. This trigger will be making a appropriate reaction to what you have just said. For example, let's say if I would go to the first example here, in this case this is a button here. If I would hover my cursor on top of here, as you can see here, this particular button becomes slightly darker, and also since it's a button you can actually find this particular your cursor becomes a pointer like this. So as you can see, this is a simple example. So all you have to do, just need to add this particular properties for only when we actually hover on top of your particular element. For example, in this case, if you need to put hover followed by colon followed by what properties you like it to be having. So this is a simple example of making use of hover. So let's go to an actual example, and there you go. This particular example is what we'll be using just to learn on how to make use of hover. So when we hover our cursor on top of this tree element, as you can see here, nothing really happens because I have not set any of the hover properties for this particular components of cards here. So as you can see, when I make hover on top of this particular element, nothing happens. Basically it's like no changes. So this is what we will like to make use of. So let's go to code here, and in our code I would like to go to this particular card component here, and in our card component we have all the stylings that we have just did, and all you have to do is just go to the outer div of this particular card here, which is here, and all you have to do is just need to add these particular hover properties like this. So once you have added this, you need to make sure that what would you like it to be changed. For example, I would like to give more intensity to the shadow. So I like to just need to copy this. I like to break this and I'll just put it here instead, so that it only shows shadow properties only when we hover on top of that particular card. So let's click save and head back to our browser, and there you go. Right now, let's say if I were to hover on top of this any of this three particular card, for example like this, and there you go. Right now you're able to see that these particular cards are actually making some changes, and the effect actually basically making it to have a better intensity of shadow only when we hover on top of it. And also let's make this particular cursor that I'm actually pointing here to become a pointer here, because as you can see here, there's no difference when I hover on top of it and I don't hover on top of it. So I would like to change the particular cursor properties to pointer, and let's head back to our code again. And in our code we would like to add another hover properties, and in here I would like to say cursor equals to pointer, and there you go. Right now let's click save and head back to our browser, and there you go. Right now, as you can see here, again when we hover on top of any of these particular elements, your cursor becomes a pointer as well. So that's the end of this particular part of the video. Thanks for watching. Let's catch up in the next one. Thanks.